everybody.
Hello.
Probably DC's live video is still going. I don't know. It gave me a notification a little while ago that it was up, so I apologize if I'm pouring it another time because DC's way cool. We love them. And look, Miss Hannah brought me some iced coffee.
I did.
From Starbucks, which means, woo! I'm flying now. Caffeine galore. Holy smokes.
It's good, yes?
Yeah, it's very good. All right, I'm going to do 3 things really fast before we start. Because I like trade paperbacks. Sorry, that's my home phone. Who knows who's calling me? It's the blood bank. What am I, blood? Or someone getting a donation. Or the IRS. It's a crisis! IRS wants to totally talk to me right now if I'll only give them all of my personal information. Yeah. Let's see, who could it be? Nobody, because it's never anybody. Okay. Shirtless Bear Fighter, TPB, drops. Hey, if you have not read Shirtless Bear Fighter, where are you living?
Yeah.
What is happening? Why is your local comic shop not put it in your hands and said, you have to buy this now? Okay. Yes.
Okay.
That's probably actually your copy.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, it's amazing. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous. It's about a dude that's raised by bears. He has to fight the bears to save the forest. And in all of there is a tale that will totally intrigue you. And he's shirtless. And in the first issue, cloveless. Don't worry, his junk is pixelated. You're safe. All right.
That was your idea, wasn't it?
Well, I suggested it after they showed the first issue at like C2E2 at the Diamond Summit, and it had all pixelated junk. And I was like, I messaged him. I'm like, please tell me you're gonna leave it that way because it was so funny. Because you kept on, you'd look at the page and you're like, my eyes should not look there, but your eyes would look there because, and it would be pixelated. And then you'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have looked there anyway. Shame on me. But you keep looking at the pixel anyway. It was funny because I kept on finding myself. No, no, shouldn't look there. And it's so funny. It'll make you laugh. All right, Baby Teeth. Donny Cates' gorgeous book about the birth of the Antichrist. It's just an amazing, amazing tale. So this is Aftershock. You totally need to pick this up. Mm-hmm. I think that you really, 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 really need to what?
Take that one too.
Oh, sorry. That's from me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not what you expect. It's totally not going to be what you expect. The baby is a baby through the entire first run of this book. He does not become an adult, but it's a 16-year-old girl who gives birth to him, who's talking to him, almost making him like a verbal diary, if you will, because who knows what's going to happen to her. But yeah, it's great. Perfect. All right, so I have a long-time love for this series. Back in the 90s, when I first started the industry, I wandered by Steve Lieber's booth at, who knows, probably what is now C2E2. It wasn't back then. It was just Chicago Comic-Con. And picked up, I think, maybe just an issue of his, maybe just number 1, and thought it was the coolest thing ever. So it happens in Antarctica, in a city called McMurdo. It's barely even a city. It's just kind of like a base. It's almost like buried in the snow. And the main character is a U.S. Marshal, and she's there to investigate a murder. So there's 2, this is the compendium, so there's 2 books in here. There's that first one, that's a series of, I think, 4 chapters. And then it also puts Melt, which is a follow-up series that I didn't get to read yet, so I'm going to totally read the back half of this book. Really gorgeous art, a great story. So this is written by Greg Rutka. So this cool compendium came out tomorrow by Oni. You gotta have this thing. She takes all my things. All right, so now for the actual books. Trades. This is the one not first part of anything that I read today, but I just cannot stop reading this book. It just calls to me like a siren song of the hobo, Rock Candy Mountain. So, an image book. This is chapter 6, Where the Rain Don't Fall. So every chapter is another line in the story, in the song, Big Rock Candy Mountain. If you like cool old hobo songs, you would love this book. So, we still follow this. So our two main characters have split up. So you got Slim and I can't remember the guy's name, but anyway, one of them is being interrogated by Satan because he wants to find where the Kung Fu Hobo is, and he owes him something. I don't know, probably his soul. But anyway, there's just funny discussions we hear about things, and you find out that there is a weakness to the hobo's power. So it is kind of hilarious. There's a loophole.
Well, happy International Ninja Day. I read...
Oh, sorry, not a walk, because I should be quiet.
Here, do you want my, I have my...
What? Do you have my ninja mask?
Ninja mask, of
Mine's
course
at
I
home.
do.
Mine's at the store.
Oh,
I should have just
I
totally
have mine.
brought it. I did not. It was Ninja Day.
I read Batman, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So it's the second run. It's the #1 issue in the second series.
Are there a couple different covers of it? I think I saw more than one.
No, we just had the one cover.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
I swear there were two of them.
Oh, maybe not. This is the second cover.
Mm-hmm. I told you so. Does it start out with both of them already together?
No. So this actually picks up after the first series, which I read most of the. I think I missed the last.
I
Okay.
think it was that.
Sorry,
my son's computer pulled up something that was doing some weird, taking up all of our bandwidth.
Yes. So I missed the last 2 issues. I think of the last. I have them. I just haven't read them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it picks up after that, where they've already gone back to their own worlds, and
I swear I read this in advance.
So,
Pretty sure I read this book.
It's really, really good. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's Turtles and Batman.
So
Can't
this
go
one
wrong.
focuses on the turtles, right?
Until the first half of it, yeah.
Yeah, I think
the first
I have
half of it, yeah.
It's cool.
Second half of it is where it's like Batman and the Turtles kind of. They're not together yet.
So
but
this
it
is like
leads
a
up to-
serious book, right? This is not like
It's not a.
let's go get pizza.
I mean, Mikey still always wants pizza.
Well, but
but that's just because it's Mikey. But not a kid's book, but it's teen, so
not horrible.
not horrible.
So
Yeah.
it's not an Eastman and Laird book then, is what you're saying. They would definitely be M's.
Yeah.
All right. Black Bolt. So Black Bolt has been kind of in a, well, not kind of, definitely in a prison. In this book, he has finally broken out and he has come back. He's traveling to see whether, I don't know, he doesn't really know necessarily everything that's been going on. He doesn't know, I don't think he even knows how the end of Secret Empire turned out. Because he's been gone. Remember, he left. Medusa left.
That's right.
They seem to have abandoned their people. That's kind of the way they took it. While in prison, the Black Bolt died over and over again and was tortured over and over again. So he's not well. He doesn't have his voice. And he has brought with him a character out of the prison system who can actually read his mind. So he has, instead of Medusa, he has somebody else that can kind of like, it's not going to translate for them because the other creature, she does not relay his thoughts the way that Medusa did, which is like kind of just say whatever he was signing. This creature can actually put Black Bolt's, not really thoughts, but they can envision everything that's going on. So it's really kind of neat because he kind of squares things away. So you find out who is still in Nuatilan or not, and everybody there still doesn't trust when they see any of the royal family because Maximus has been using kind of like a generator that changes appearances. So he pretended he was Black Bolt for a while. So yeah. This is a good place to jump in. This one's called The
This is the
Midnight
part one?
King Returns to Earth.
That's the part 1 for
Which would
Legacy.
be, of course, yeah. This is the Legacy #1 for this title.
Awesome.
So, and it's really, really good. I've also it also gives references to, like, if you've been picking up royals, it'll help you out a little bit. I don't think you need to have the other Inhuman titles to know all this stuff. Man, I got totally, that's like a nerve right there. That's hilarious. It makes my leg jump. Justice League!
So first we discuss the DC Universe.
Yeah, I put it on our Facebook page,
Yes.
a post from Geek Out, who
I
described
saw
it perfectly.
It was,
so.
yeah, I read it. It was great. Because I had no idea it was happening either.
Oh, sorry.
Because I missed last week and the week before for reading, so I had
What
no
the
idea.
DC Live was about today. They probably explained all the new logo.
Yes. So now it's just DC logo instead of the rebirth at the top, which I kind of like it better actually, like this.
The clean?
It's very clean. It doesn't take up like a whole inch of the top of the book, so you can get more cover. So Justice League was the first one that I read, and I don't think I had been caught up on Justice League, but this is a part 1 for a new little just mini storyline. And so it actually, when you open it up, it has like some first couple pages of the story, and then it has like the characters who are in the book. There's like a little column in the
little primer on the side.
Yeah, it's great. It doesn't even say anything like about what the story is going to be about. It just says who the characters are, so you can just jump right in.
Perfect.
And not know anything about, because I'm not caught up on Justice League, so I hadn't remembered that that there are 2 Green Lanterns that are with them, and so right now, essentially they're just trying to save the world, with Batman having no sleep for 3 days straight. He's been up for...
Say why?
Probably in the last issue or 2, which I have not.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did not get to read last week, because we didn't have books. But we had them this week, so that was good.
Not everybody got them this week. Sorry for everybody around the country that's like experiencing UPS crazy delays.
I know.
It's why it's not doesn't pay to buy on the internet all the time.
Right? It's really good issue this week for Justice League. I'm really loving the...
So what number are we on? 34?
34.
And that one has Universe as its little sub on the logo. So this one's part of the main universe. So if you see Universe, main universe. If it says DC Comics, it's part of the just like extra books, expanded books.
These are all...
We got all Universe books this week, but that's how you'll be able to tell. They're still great books. They're just not... Yeah. You don't have to understand.
And what's covered up by the price tags is like the logo. So like that one has the Justice League logo. The Batman has the Batman logo.
So if you've got stuff that crosses across books, you know this is a Batman tie-in, that kind of stuff.
Which really helps a lot.
All right, I've been looking forward to this, and probably you have too if you're any kind of fan of Barton. So Clint is back. So this is Family Reunion, Part 1 of Hawkeye, number 13. This book was previously known as All New Hawkeye, or All New, All Different Hawkeye, or put a bunch of words up at the top.
Yeah, I think
so. Now it's just Hawkeye, and it's been
Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop for a while. She's been doing it because Clint's been on the run, right? Because remember, he killed Bruce Banner as he was trying to convert into the Hulk. He was told to do that by Bruce, so it wasn't like he was doing it to be crazy. But he is not universally liked right now because, you know, even though Hulk destroyed everything, he killed Banner, so anyway. So Barton shows up and needs help from Kate, because Kate's an investigator, right? Someone's trying to kill Clint, but he doesn't know who it is. So this is their adventures to trying to find out. And there's really cool reveals at the bottom of the book, end of the book. I can't discuss with you because you would wreck all the things.
Well, yeah.
You don't want to have it wrecked.
Definitely not.
Haha, so your turn.
Yes. Batman. Yes. So this one's number 36. And we see a little bit more of Batman and Catwoman, of course. And then we also see Lois and, well, he's Superman in this one. As you can see on the cover, he's actually Superman. And so essentially, they haven't talked since he got engaged.
So Superman doesn't know anything about this, does he?
No, he totally knows. Everybody knows.
Oh, everybody's totally knows.
Apparently everybody knows.
Okay.
But
who's black?
They just haven't talked about, like their circle of friends knows.
Oh, okay.
So, but they just haven't talked about it yet. And they're being so stubborn they won't call each other, even though both Catwoman and Lois keep telling them they need to call each other. So, there's some funny banter and some great, it's a great story. I'm loving this one.
So I understand that Batman 38 is supposed to be some big shebang.
Ooh, I can't wait then.
So I need to add to my orders clearly, because
definitely,
if the buzz is this high, 2 books out, maybe you should buy this so you know where it's going.
Yeah,
just
this
saying.
One, it's really, really good. So if you're reading Batman, this one is definitely an important one. If you're not reading Batman, it's a good jumping off point. Because you already, it gives you all the information you need.
Get in there.
So.
Speaking of jumping on points, here's part 1 of an important storyline called Venom Incorporated. This is Alpha. Are you mad that you didn't get to read this?
But I
can't. Such a big sigh.
So.
Holy cow. All right.
You know how much I love Venom.
When last we saw him, Flash Thompson had lost the symbiote of Venom, and it had gone on to Eddie Brock. That continuity still exists in this book.
Okay, good. I knew that far.
Yeah. So you see Flash and Eddie together. Matter of fact, there's a problem in which they both need the symbiote.
Ooh. Well.
Symbiote. Who knows what's going to happen. There's a mysterious group of, people. I'll say people because I don't have any reason to believe that they're not people. They look like people. Who have weapons in which they can kind of blast them at whoever has a symbiote on it. Let's go. So there's all kinds of complications in this book, which you definitely need. Because this storyline is going to continue, I think, it goes through a bunch of titles. I'm trying to remember which ones they are. They're all going to be Spider-Man related, of course. Because Spider-Man is also in this book. So if you love Spider-Man, here he is. Not the Miles, but Peter.
Of course.
Okay. And, Peter's on the run because everyone hates him right now.
It happens.
It's all complex, but yeah, I think there's at least 2 new characters that show up in this book that you will need or reappear in this book. I'm not sure we've seen them before. They have the same name as a character that's been around before, but I don't think it's the same character.
Superman. So this one is 36. It kind of ties up. I can't remember. They're on Apocalypse, and that's that story that had been going on.
Yeah.
So this kind of ties up some more of that, and we see some Lex Luthor not being so happy about the way things are right now, and it's super important.
Developments happen that we need to have?
Yes, definitely. Especially,
I saw the page. Yeah, you need it.
Yeah.
Things!
Yes. Purple just looked at me like, throwing down books.
It's like, you distracted my mom, who was loving my belly. Why? Why would you do such things? All right. Captain America 695, when it came out, made people very, very happy because it is a return of Steve to being just Steve. Mm-hmm. This is totally tied into the continuity that it ends at Secret Empire, where he leaves because everyone associates him with, what have they been calling him? It's the Hydra Steve, but they gave him a funny name. I can't remember what it is, but it was hilarious. So in the last book, that one kind of saw him in a regular small town. He ends up defeating some bad guys that show up, but he gets to do his regular Captain America gig. So that this is a continuation of that story. He's just trying to find somewhere where he can settle Sorry. 1-800 number is super important. Gosh. All right, so yeah, this book is really, really great. You have a new character that shows up here, well, new old character that shows up here to create all kinds of trouble for Steve. It's like Steve can't get away from just like bad guys. It's almost like the bad guy's surprised that Steve shows up in town. He's already been planning to do something bad. He just happens to end up there. It's really great to see him in regular small town life, but still everyone recognizes him. But this one is a storyline that continues called Home of the Brave by Mark Waid. He's a great writer, by the way.
Oh, I love Mark Waid. All right, so
whichever one, they're all gonna be good.
I know. I'm gonna go with this one. Rocko's Modern Life, #1 from Kaboom.
Can I say something that's probably gonna make people like, what? I've never ever seen this cartoon.
I mean, I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but I mean,
It looks crazy.
Yeah, it's so Rocko. Since you don't know, he's a wallaby who works.
Wallaby.
Yes.
Does this happen in Australia?
Not that I could ever figure out. I think he's just a wallaby because they're all animals. And so he works in a call center. Well, at least until this issue.
He just tried to call me just now.
No, he lost his job.
Oh.
And so in this issue, because he's lost his job and there's nobody, he tries to get a job at a comic shop, but because he doesn't know anything about comics, he doesn't get the job.
He's not hired.
Which
I wouldn't hire him either.
Why? Because he's a wallaby?
No, because he doesn't know anything about comics.
But I didn't know anything about comics either.
You were teachable.
Who says he's not teachable?
Okay. I will consider you if you're a wallaby and you are trainable.
He totally was. They were just like, if you don't know anything, so just get out of here. You're banned from this.
Banned? What kind of place is this?
They were wearing like hoods and like carrying like cricket bats.
Oh my gosh. Clearly all comic book store employees carry cricket bats.
It was just funny. So, he's trying to find a job. He has a house, but he needs a roommate now. So, he finds a roommate and then there's a little short story at the end of it, not related to the main story. So, it's a cute book. If you like Rocko's Modern Life, and it totally is Kaboom, so kid friendly.
Your kids can
even
totally
though the show may not have completely. I mean, they put adult jokes in, but not ones that
sort of
we knew as a exactly, not ones that we realized were. You've probably seen the articles going around on.
Yes.
Yeah. All the adult jokes that they put in.
I think I've been talking back and forth with the creator of this on Facebook for a little while.
It looks awesome.
Jupiter Jet. This is Action Lab.
It's really good.
It's E for everyone. If you're looking for titles to gift to people in their stockings, etc., they're all age appropriate. All right.
So
this is all about
there you go.
A really cute girl and her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Both are very, very smart. They face some obstacles though. I think their parents have been killed, so they've been left on their own. They are trying to run the fix-it shop or mechanic shop that their family ran. They're not doing a very great job, but it's so cool because they've continued on their grandfather's quest of always being a great neighbor and helping people out, which is probably why they don't have enough money to pay, and here's the crux of it all, to pay rent and the racketeers that come. Yes. So, and there's, oh gosh, sorry, yeah. And so, yes, so she has a rocket jet pack that she flies around.
It looks really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And her brother's cool too and is creative and tries to make things. So I think it's a great book. Sold on me.
I'm going to do this one. So, 2 years ago, this same series finished its original 20-year run. And now it's back. Witchblade.
Alright, so is it the same
It's
character? Is the Witchblade on the same character? Or is this a new imagining with a new character?
as far as I can tell.
What's
Because
her name?
Her name. Oh goodness, I forgot her name. I read the little blurb on the in the interview on the back because there's an interview. Different character is what they said. I think
it probably has to be. I mean, she's blonde and the original is brown. So.
Yeah. So I mean, if you've read any Witchblade, and if you liked Witchblade, I recommend this book. I don't really know anything about Witchblade before, but I really liked it, and I was really confused as to what was happening at the beginning because I don't know anything about Witchblade.
Is she a cop?
She is actually she works with the what is it? Attorney General.
Okay.
No, the attorney. District
Attorney's offices. Okay.
District Attorney. And she works with witness protection and
That's cool.
getting people who need a new identity, their new identity. And I really liked. I had no idea what was going on at the beginning because it was like, is this actual real life? Because it's like she just got fatally shot, but she's still alive. And then it's like, what? But then they kind of explain, so if you've never read Witchblade, this is a great place to jump in.
To understand the power of the Witchblade.
Mm-hmm. And it shows you throughout, like, the history of the world, you know, not, like, actual, like, stories, but, like, different people who have had it. And
I love it.
I really like it.
Love, love, love. Thank you, Top Cow, for bringing back the Witchblade. All right, Grant Morrison, last year before last, had this cool run of a book called Klaus. Or
Klaus.
You can say Klaus if you want.
I say Klaus.
I say Klaus, man. Which told the story of a young character who is Santa Claus, but kicks butt. Alright, so that you don't start reading this book thinking you're going to have reindeer and elves, know that instead of reindeer, there are white wolves that pull his sleigh.
Yes.
Which is very mechanical and not normal, not like a normal sleigh. And that there were also aliens in this book, werewolves.
I thought you said they were giant.
Yeah. Giant werewolf. And
there was something else.
Father Frost, Father Christmas are gone. Anyway, so it's way different than you imagine. And Klaus is young. So this is I think it's a series.
So awesome.
But this one, for some reason I thought there was just a one shot. But it says #1, so I'm going to choose to believe there's more because I would like to read more of this. So this is Klaus and the Crisis in Christmasville. And it actually has an advertisement in here for Christmasville as a separate book. So I don't know if that's true, but it would be really cool if it was, because Christmasville is all kinds of messed up.
Because I think this one's just a one shot.
Yeah. Christmasville
from what I can tell on the
crazy place
on Diamond with the.
And you also find out that Klaus has an anti-Klaus. I don't know if you can call it that, but anyway, there's a dark version of him who comes and like tries to kick his butt.
All right.
Thank you, Grant. It's cool.
From Image as well, Sleepless #1 by super awesome people.
Wait, let's see if I know these people.
You probably know.
Sarah Vaughan.
Yeah.
What's the ball?
And
yes.
So essentially, it takes place in different world. I think it was the future. Should have gone back and reread it. But he is a sleepless knight, so he cannot go to sleep. He is not allowed or capable of going to sleep. she's the former princess, but because her father is no longer king and her mother is no longer alive, she is no longer the princess, but she still needs to be protected.
Is that a fennec wolf?
It's a fennec fox, yeah. That's her pet.
I love fennec foxes.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
Yeah, they're really awesome. That's why I picked Fennekin in Pokemon.
Oh. You're back, huh?
And I don't want to say too much about it just because, like, any more information will totally just...
It's a pretty good
pitch,
right?
Yeah.
A sleepless night and an ex-princess.
Yes. Who still, just because she was a princess, still needs to be protected. Anything else that I say is totally going to ruin the book.
I think that's
I loved it, and I cannot wait for issue number 2. And I was hoping it was already gonna. I was hoping after I read it that it was already gonna be coming out sooner than now. So
feels like we've got a bunch of really good books that are in that same vein, because there's also Scales and Scoundrels by Image.
Yes.
And what's the other one I'm thinking of?
That's also number 4 comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
For Scales and Scoundrels. And
Rose.
Extremity and Rose are very popular books that are in that same, especially Rose. I love Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Totally not because, not just because my D&D character's name is Rose, that totally just...
It might have something to do with it, though.
No, it's... Because when I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is Rose. Not just because of the name, but because of the actual character.
Totally watching your D&D game. Who writes Rose? We can just tell them.
Yeah, right.
You owe us royalties. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's just like a universal truth. All right. Ram V. I guess it's V. It just says V. I don't think it's 5. Sent me advanced copy of Paradiso, which I consumed. Awesome. It was so really good. All right. So this is Paradiso Image. How to best describe this? It is a future in which being a tinkerer, which is probably a fancy name for like someone that can fix mechanical things, is a valued and kind of mythical thing. You meet the main character when he's very young. It turns out he is an apprentice to a tinkerer, an actual tinkerer, or maybe he's not. Maybe he just is a thief from a tinkerer. He ends up in a tinkerer's hut and steals something, which looks like a power source. Mm-hmm. And then immediately you see him in the future when he's an adult. And he wants to very desperately get to Paradiso. So it looks like if you don't live in Paradiso, it's kind of like where it looks like there's like technology-ish and a better place to live is more safe. Like your ideal is to be there, but there's all these other places around. Outside of Paradiso, there are no resources, no food. It doesn't sound like a great place to be anyway. And it's dangerous to be out. So the travels to get there are dangerous and perilous. You might lose your life. And the main character wants to get back there. So I don't know what he's trying to do to get back there. But it's all about that. And inside the city, as I guess protectors of it, there are 2, looks like mech humans, which have funny names, which I'm not going to be able to come up with. They're Mr. Something and Mr. Something, which I love. I love their names very much. Why can't I remember them? Man, I thought I'd be able to do it, but they wear like bowler hats and look like regular people, except for they've got mechanical eyes and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's the setup. Main character's traveling to... Everyone wants to be there. They can't get there. Mm-hmm. And it's dangerous.
That's it.
Is that really it?
Yeah. They both have the same amount of books.
Yes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on other than the cool revamp of the DC logo. I know that there are cool stories afoot for Marvel coming up. There's an Avengers run that's going to be a long series. It's touted to be some like amazing developments are happening in that storyline. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing I know. I'll keep you guys up to date when I find out new things.
Yeah.
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 Go find a comic shop tomorrow. If their shipment is late, be very sweet to them. It is not their fault. UPS is overwhelmed with package delivery. So be patient with them.
Yeah.
Come back later and pick up your books if they are not ready for you. Go to comicshoplocator.com to find them. And just have a really great week.
Yeah.
Don't forget your teachers and bus drivers and mail carriers.
Definitely.
Give them a sweet present. Even if it's just like a little $5 coupon for coffee or, yeah, they're working extra hard. It's not their fault that everything's late and crazy. Show them some love. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.